Good afternoon. Welcome to our Thursday marketing webinar with Chris Amos from No Boundaries Marketing. Hi, Chris.
Hello, ma'am. How are we doing today?
We're wonderful. How are you?
Living the dream. Can't complain.
Great. Well, I hear today you are going to talk to us about how to run targeted Facebook ads.
Yeah, we're going to go over the goal of today. We'll kind of identify maybe some of the top 10s. And believe me, there's tons of different ways to run ads, but we're going to go over the kind of top 10 most popular and show you a couple live examples on my own Facebook page and go from there.
Great. Well, I'm excited to hear everything you've got to talk about today.
So, all right. Let's rock and roll.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining today. So today's class, like we talked about, is on Facebook advertising. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is just obviously the elephant in the room is that, with COVID-19 and all, the restrictions that are in place, truthfully, more and more people have turned to social media, which is why this has become so lucrative as an advertising source. Now, I do also want to preface, I think we talked about this last week, but if not, we're going to reiterate it here today, is that you have to understand when you're advertising on social media, what that platform, like what the benefits are, what the target demographic is, all that fun stuff. And that way you can really hone or refine your advertising to get the most out of it. Now, think about this in a logical way. So Facebook itself is a awareness item. Okay, so it's no different. Facebook advertising, rather, is no different than throwing a billboard out on the freeway, and again, 55,000 cars may pass by it every day, but again, somebody may or may not know that they need your product, and so you're really throwing an awareness item out there to help build that, build some momentum, build some visibility around your product. So it's really important that we understand that. Now, there are lead generation portions of Facebook, so we're not saying that it's not possible, but we want to understand the basis behind it. The other thing to talk about here is really how people utilize social media. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. It's really important to understand that because, again, a lot of people, when they run Facebook ads as a business to start off with, what they end up doing is, hey, check out my link, or hey, come see my website. One of the features that Facebook offers is to boost your website visibility. But those are typically not very effective. And the reason being is, people are on social media, they're scrolling through their phones. The vast majority of people obviously use their mobile device for social media, but you're scrolling through the phones, you're looking at what other people are doing with your friends, family, so on and so forth, or whoever you're Facebook stalking at the time. And, your intent is not necessarily to be bombarded by advertisement. But again, it's a great option for us as a business to increase our visibility. But as a consumer, when you're scrolling through, chances are you might not necessarily want to go to a website right then and there. Now, again, it might, hey, that's a really cool ad. Maybe I want to go to that later. There's definitely a lot of benefit to it, but don't get discouraged by results. I'll teach you a little bit of the basics on how to maximize this and how to get the most out of your ads. But again, it all starts with search intent. So as we dive in, we're going to focus on the ads. We're going to focus on targeted users, locations, demographics, profiles. There's a lot of options available on Facebook. So again, after creating an ad, after adding a budget and all this fun stuff, you're going to start to see how things, really, really work in Facebook. So before we go into the ads themselves, I always try to give the why. Businesses always want to understand, or individuals rather, always want to understand, why should I do something? And so this is your why. Here are some of the top Facebook statistics. So Facebook, 2.74 billion monthly active users. By far the most populous app out there. I mean, there's nothing that really beats this. It's an increase of 12%. So again, that may not sound like much, but when you're talking in the billions of people, that's an incredible jump since September of 2019. Again, largely dominated by COVID. COVID has, for the silver lining in it for Facebook has been it's increased its users tremendously. Facebook reaches 59% of the world's social networking population. That right there speaks volume. 59% of the world's social population. Facebook is the third most visited website. It's only outranked by Google and YouTube. So YouTube's a whole nother concept. Google's a whole nother concept that we can talk about. But from social media, and again, YouTube does technically fall under the social media category as well. It kind of branches into both search, video, and face or social. But again, there's really, Facebook is right there with everything. Next up, Facebook is the second most downloaded app. And Facebook Messenger is number 7. Only TikTok beats Facebook for the number of downloads, and that's just because TikTok's new. Again, Facebook has the historical users, so they've acquired users over time. TikTok's the latest and greatest. Everybody's jumping on board with stuff like that. Snapchat's another good one. But you have all these new people jumping on board with that. So again, the rise and fall happens consistently. But again, it indicates how prevalent Facebook is in our day-to-day lives, whether we're on the web or on the phones. Believe it or not, Facebook turned 17 today or this year. So that's crazy. Most people don't realize that. And actually, their birthday is coming up on the 4th. 32.4% of Facebook's audience. Now, this is an important one. If you capture no other statistic today, 32.4% of Facebook's audience is aged 25 to 34. That is the largest audience segment by age. So again, you're going to hear me say a lot, you have to understand your target demographic. From an age standpoint, if your target demographic is in that 25 to 34-year-old range, this is where you want to be. This is the platform for you. Again, next largest group is 18 to 24, represents 23.5%. And only 4.7 is 65 or older, or 5.8 or 17 or under. So the other statistic that I will point out here is only 4.7% of Facebook's audience is 65 and older. That's also the largest growing demographic that they have on social media. And it's because, again, our senior population trying to really connect with those around them because of restrictions, we're all adopting technology. So, I mean, it's a good thing. Lastly, 63% of the U.S. population over the age of 12 use Facebook. So again, if you needed your whys, these are your whys. It's by far, the most, I think, go-to medium we have for advertising. I mean, you can go to newspapers, you can go to search. There's benefits to everything. But, from a social standpoint, this is the first place I encourage businesses to start, because chances are their target demographic is going to be here, and we're going to be able to make some headway. So next up, we're going to talk about the ads. So I want to preface a couple of things. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of different ways to do them. There's Facebook Ad Manager or Business Manager. So, there's going to be some things I can and can't show you because, again, I run all of our ads through a Business Manager, which means I run multiple companies under that. So for privacy, I can't show all of that. But what I will show is from our business page what that's going to look like. And again, I'll point out the differences so that everybody's on the same page. But let's start off first with the types of ads. So next up, we have the link click ads. These are really, really simple, very easy to use. Sorry for the terrible graphic, but it's hard to screen share or screenshot on desktop for Facebook. But link click ads are probably your most common. So they're available. You'll see them in the right-hand column, the desktop news feed, mobile news feed. Again, very, very prevalent. They're also available on Instagram. So remember, Facebook owns Instagram, so there's a lot of ad sharing between the network. In fact, it's a default setting when you run ads that it also will allow you to run ads on Instagram. So again, you kind of, I don't want to say kill two birds with one stone because you pay for it at the end of the day, but it's a great opportunity to diversify your ad set. Again, we just got to make sure Instagram's the right target demographic for us, and we got to make sure we're using dynamic visuals. I'll tell you what, the number one way to kill your ad on Instagram is have a really crappy photo in there. So anyway, if you think about Facebook ads, you're probably thinking about click ads. This is, like I said, the most common. This ad helps promote your external website, sends people links to landing pages, blog posts. So again, it's by far the most used, if you will, ad type. Not necessarily the most effective, but again, it's in terms of visibility, it's very quick, very simple, very easy to use. These ads perform really well and have unintended benefits like generating likes for your Facebook page. So again, the diversity in what it can do is really that's really the benefit behind it. So I'm going to show you here. I'm going to hopefully attempt to do this. I'm going to slide my screen over here to my live Facebook page. And so what I want to point out here, this is an ad that's running on my Facebook page right now. So let me scroll back down. Let's just watch that bad boy again. So this is an example of a video ad. This particular business, Nearby Naturals, they're doing a time lapse of apparently a mushroom grow kit. That's a thing. Not really a fan of their background here. Please be cognizant when you're doing videos. Probably don't want a view of your home kitchen, just food for thought. But again, these guys are trying their best and grow your own gourmet mushrooms. You can shop now. If I click that, that takes me over to the web page, and here you go. So this is, again, one of those examples of searcher intent. You know, again, I have no interest in this, so they're probably their targeting is a little off. But again, maybe it's not, and you know, we'll go into that in a minute. But this is an example of what that type of ad looks like here. Typically, I get a next door ad in my feed. So here's another video ad. This one's from Famous landing pages. So again, because I do marketing, obviously, I'm going to get a lot of sponsored ads like this. You can also see on the right-hand side over here, you can see, you know, a couple of other different ads in there. These tend to be more awareness items. You're not going to get a lot of traffic off of it, although obviously it is visible. So again, food for thought. These are just some examples of live ads while you're running, but the majority of what we're going to talk about today, again, is going to be how these link ads work and how some of these other ads correlate to your target demographic. So next up, video ads. I just showed you two examples of video ads. Again, these are dynamic, they're attention grabbing. The one thing I want to point out on ads is that you have to remember how people utilize or are interacting. So, you know, when I'm on my phone, the big no-no right now with social ads is going to be with audio. Believe it or not, a lot of people want to shoot videos. They want to do these long explainers. They, you know, it's just, I'm going to simplify things for you. Statistically speaking, when people are at their desk at work or wherever they're at, or they're in a public place or even at home, on Facebook, people do not, statistically, they do not want to hear audio with ads. Now that goes, people oftentimes will stop me and go, what, wait, really? But yeah, statistically speaking, people don't want to hear ads. I know for me, for example, I'll have, you know, I may have my audio up because I was on a networking meeting or something and I had trouble hearing. Next thing you know, the meeting's done and I go onto Facebook and all of a sudden, boom, this really loud ad pops up. It's just, it's a turnoff. So understand that when you're doing an ad, especially a video ad, you don't necessarily need to have audio. A lot of the times, the most effective ones are examples like this in the slide here, where you have something that has text over it, you know, some dynamic fun images, and you have a text over it, stuff like that. Those are going to be your biggest wins. They're, again, just another form of a link click ad. So just instead of a static image, your ad's featuring a video. So again, it's a great opportunity for engagement. They're eye-catching. They're really, really, really good. The important thing to remember, when you're shooting a video, there are two different supported what's called aspect ratios. So this came up with a client recently, and so it's important that I point this out, is because when you shoot a video, if you're doing it from your phone, which again, most phones are fantastic now for shooting video. If you have anything within the last few years, chances are your phone's good enough to shoot a video. When we do that, whether you hold your phone horizontal, so if you're holding it like this, or you're holding it vertical or horizontal, is going to dictate your aspect ratio. What you want to make sure of, again, I always encourage, if you're doing mobile only ads, then again, you can support a vertical view. So, you know, again, we can shoot our videos like this. But most often, if we're doing desktop views, we want to shoot it horizontal like this. We want to make sure that we have a large aspect ratio in this. So the 16:9 is going to be important. So again, that's going to play a big factor too. Again, I'm a big advocate for killing two birds with one stone. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that whatever videos we shoot for Facebook, we can also utilize on YouTube. And so again, YouTube supports the 16:9, not the 9:16. You're going to get black walls on the sides. So those are really common things, or what we call bleeds, or, you know, you have some type of formatting issue typically when you shoot it vertical. So again, just food for thought. I always recommend, if you're going to shoot it, you know, with your phone to the side like that. Tripods are great. Make sure, you know, nobody wants a video that you're bouncing around up and down, stuff like that. So again, get a tripod. Amazon, $20, not a big deal. They also come, you can also get them with cell phone holders. I thought I had one around here. I was going to show you what it looks like, but again, it's a really simple clamp-on feature. Supports most large end or small phones. And again, those are really cheap, really inexpensive items that will make the world of difference for your video. So videos can be as long as 120 minutes. I've never seen an ad with a 120-minute video. That would be just exhausting. You can do continuous looping. So again, but most top performing videos, 15 to 30 seconds. The examples that I gave you there, both of those videos were 12 seconds. So again, great option. I encourage it. They're probably one of the most popular ad types right now, being video ads. Boosted page posts. So this is an example of us. So I'm going to give you, this is where we have some limitations in the presentation today. However, boosted page posts, again, desktop, fits all the different platforms that we want or placements that we want. Every time you post something on Facebook, Facebook offers you the ability to amplify your post with a boosted post. So again, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If you click the boosted post, now in that example there, that's from my live business page. Because we do it through a business manager, we can't boost through your normal Facebook. But again, I have boost unavailable. That's where yours will say boost now, so or boost post. And then again, you can set up your targeting, your bid methods, your how much you're going to dedicate budget-wise, the length of the ad, so on and so forth. These are fantastic ads if you want to bring awareness to a particular post. So again, if I'm posting something on, let's just say it was a good example would be if you have something coming up like a community event, you want to bring some awareness to, you want to give a shout out to somebody, you just want to create some awareness. Again, this is really, really great for awareness. Maybe you're having a promotion coming up, a sale. Again, we talked about special events. Those are all great examples of where you would want to maybe boost a post or a page. Boost a post. Now, boosting a page, very, very similar to this. Again, you're just boosting your page. So what happens is instead of a post showing up like this, what you're going to have is the actual page. You're going to have, hey, it's going to be a page suggestion, and I'll show you what that looks like a little later. But so your boosted page post or boosted page post or boosted posts are really popular. They're really great for building awareness of your social media page and maybe current events or things that you have going on relative. They don't take to websites, so again, you're not promoting your website. You're trying to basically generate attention to your actual Facebook page. Next up, the carousel ads, or now they call them multi-product ads, but again, I call them carousel ads. These are fantastic. I love these. I think these are just as engaging as video ads. Again, they allow for me to be intrigued and see something. So maybe I will slide through this little carousel. I picked sushi because I'm starving right now and I would love to get some sushi. But again, available on desktop, mobile feeds, you name it, it's available. They allow you to show up to 10 images or videos as a part of it. So you'll also get the same thing, your headline links, your call to actions, all that stuff. But again, you can actually change the call to action and the links from each picture. So it's cool. It takes a little longer to set up, but again, if you use engaging enough photos or video, you're really going to see a lot of benefits for this. It's extremely useful for e-commerce. Again, if you're looking to promote multiple products, so retail stores, anything that offers multiple things. I even saw one for an insurance agent the other day. They did a really great job. They did an auto insurance, life insurance, homeowner insurance. They had a carousel basically for all the different product types that they serve. I thought it was great. Again, it was eye-catching. They used dynamic, personalized images, not stock images. So food for thought. I thought it went actually really, really well. Let's see here. Next up, Facebook lead ads. These are the ones as an agency I find us doing more of. Most clients, again, are looking for those leads. So depending on what type of business you are, Facebook leads work like this. Again, and the example we give here, you have a service basically that exists, and then boom, you hit subscribe, and then that subscribe button or learn more or contact me, you can program the button to say whatever you want. What happens next is, if you look at the second one here, essentially what Facebook's going to do is send your information over to that company. So it sends in like whatever your email address is, whatever your phone number, whatever you've registered with Facebook, that's the information that it's going to send over to that company once you hit submit. A lot of the times there's even a, are you sure, just to make sure that, somebody's not trying to just scam the system or whatnot. I mean, I don't know in what reference that would happen, but Again, we call it dual opt-in or dual reference points. So, but in this example, you know, you have that person, their email address. Sometimes you'll get phone number. You click submit, that immediately goes over to the business as a lead, and then that business is ideally going to reach out to them and contact them. So again, great information, great way to advertise, great way to generate leads. It really, you know, creates a simplified system so people aren't having to enter in all their information. A lot of the times too, it avoids us getting bad information because, you know, again, a lot of the times you'll see lead forms out there that, you know, somebody will put in their phone number 123456789, you know, something like that. This will actually take legit Facebook information. Typically, their information's pretty good. It'll submit it over to the business, so you get a little bit of a win with that. The great way for, let's see, I'm trying to think of what other way we would do it. Offers are really great to use that. I mean, typically we're looking at service-based businesses. If you want somebody to sign up for your, let's say, a promotional campaign or a loyalty program, these are fantastic for those type of things. And then next up, we have your Canvas ads. So Canvas ads are new. They're, I haven't seen too many of them yet. I personally have not interacted with any, but I can at least show you or explain to you how they work. They're designed for mobile. Canvas ads are kind of going to be the latest and greatest coming out. It's interactive. So again, it's designed to create that engagement. The challenge with them is, you know, it requires a pretty decent amount of time to set up. Again, but it's really leveraging. If we can get somebody to interact with a Canvas ad, I can guarantee you they're pretty much going to be a client. I mean, not necessarily, but in most cases, they're probably going to be a client. They target audience members who swipe through carousels. Again, you can see in the example below a target. You know, you click on that ad, it goes over here, people can actually shop. So it's Facebook's attempt to really kind of get into the e-commerce market a little bit more. Again, it's not too incredibly terrible to set up, but it'll take a little bit more work. The big benefit is they're super, super optimized, super, super efficient. So again, there's no lag, there's no issues with them. They load 10 times faster than standard mobile web applications. So again, a lot of benefits behind them, and they're really robust. You can make them simplified or you can make them extremely detailed. So, you know, that gives you a little bit of flexibility to kind of understand or work from. So the next thing that I'm going to show here, we're going to go back to Facebook. So I'm going to drag this bad boy back over here. And what I'm going to show you here, and again, this is just my page. If you refresh, you're going to constantly see, you know, the different things. So as you come down here, here's another one, click up. So again, nice little video ad. This one's 7 seconds. It'll probably repeat when it goes through. So these are great ads. They have the sign up. The things I really want to make sure that you understand when you're setting up ads is this. You need, like, you have a very, very, very short period of time or window to capture somebody's attention. So it has everything to do with how you put in your text, what you're, you know, how you're doing things. So again, I have to insist, you really, really, really need the dynamic image. Do yourself a favor. Don't, I like video. Video is kind of my preferred go-to. If I had to have a static image, you know, there's ways to do that and make them effective. But again, video tends to be that more eye-catching option if you're doing the link click ads. When you're doing those, again, you have to have some text in there. I am a big fan of Canva. Again, for those who have never used it before, Canva is super, super, super easy. And the cool part is, if I do this, if I just type in Facebook here at the top, you can see here, Facebook ad. And here's a bunch of just templates that I can use and play with. Again, it gives me a lot of, you know, flexibility. I wouldn't get too caught up in the images here in the background because members, you can change those. We want to make sure that our images are personalized to our business. We want to avoid stock photos unless they're extremely super relative to what we're doing. So when you're doing this, again, you can come through, you can click whatever you want. So, you know, we'll click this ad here. And you can come in here and you can change, again, whatever you want. So if I don't like that picture, guess what? I can take that out. I can come in here to photos. I can do sushi since I'm starving. And we can plug a sushi picture in here. And again, it looks great. Now, you got to change up the text. You got to have a little bit of fun. But again, the point of this is you want to make this so dynamic, so attention-getting that, you know, somebody is intrigued. They're compelled to want to click and, you know, interact. Don't sit with an ad either that is not performing. Change it up. Go in there, edit, modify your ad. I have clients that we go in there almost weekly and we'll add a different ad copy. We'll do something different because either we have sluggish results or just something's not performing the way that we want to. So remember, you're not stuck with something just because you created it. Learn from your mistakes and go through there, because I promise you, your first ads are going to be horrible. I look back to some of the first ads that I ever created for clients even. That I was paid to do, and they were terrible. So I'm just being truthful. I mean, we all learn from our mistakes. We all are victims of our environment. Now that we have a phenomenal resource, and by the way, this is free. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. This is a free, option for you. Come in here and make sure you take advantage of this stuff. I can't stress it enough. This is what's going to be a game changer for your ads. The next thing I want to point out here, so I'm going to go to my business page. And again, I apologize for it being a little different, but this is what you're going to see. This is your main page. You can see all your statistics. Again, this is new for the business. In the last class, we talked about this, really making sure all of your information is tuned up, fill in as much information as you humanly can. I mean, again, you're not going to be penalized for too much. So over communicate, make sure your address, phone number, all that stuff is correct. But as you go through here, again, if I wanted to promote my page, now I can do this and you're going to see what happens, absolutely nothing. And that's because I have this connected to a business manager, which I would log into business.facebook.com in order to manage this page from there. But if I wanted to promote this and I just wanted to increase the number of likes to my page, then I'm going to promote here. And then again, a new window will pop up for you and it's going to give you options. What do you want to promote? Website, or call us, or likes to the page, or this or that. So it's going to give you a bunch of options there. What you want to do is whatever you're looking to accomplish, again, we're going to start with that, and then it's going to give you additional options. It's going to give you options to nail down your demographics, your geography, how much you want to put towards the ad. Again, these are extremely important units of measure, and I want to be very specific with this. If you are generating an ad because you want to, let's just say, create a general awareness of your business. Maybe you're new to a community. You just opened up a sub shop or sushi shop, since I'm starving. So because you opened up a sushi shop here in Surprise, we want to make sure that everybody's aware that, we got a sushi shop. So even people that maybe aren't interested necessarily in sushi, again, you're creating a brand awareness. So on that, we want to be very generic. Maybe we're just going to set an age demographic from 18 to 65 plus, so we're really capturing everybody there. Maybe we're going to set a geography for 10 miles around the 85374 zip code. So again, that's going to tackle into Sun City West, maybe even Peoria, maybe even in a little bit of Glendale, Waddell, stuff like that. So again, we're creating a wide general audience in which we're trying to market to. And again, we're going to create some high quality dynamic images to really showcase our product. And again, our text that we're going to do for that ad are going to be very, hey, we're open, stuff like that. You're really just building awareness. Now, on the flip side, if I own that sushi business and I wanted to generate, leads from my loyalty program, well, I'm probably going to do a lead gen ad for that. Again, that's done in a business manager. That's a little bit different. So you're going to have to, you'll come over here. This is on the left-hand side. You'll have your ad center. So that's where you'll manage that from. And then the other one here is going to be your boosted post. So if we come down, here's the post. Now, again, I have post unavailable, but for you, it's going to say boost post, and then it'll bring up the same options. The biggest thing that I can suggest to businesses is this, or encourage you to follow. Nail down your targeting to exactly what you want. So if you're doing a lead gen campaign, you want to make sure that you're very specific in what you're trying to target. Because again, we don't want to broad base. We don't want to just throw a dart on the board and hope it sticks. What we want to do is target users. Again, you'll have the ability to target their interests and stuff like that. So again, if I want to target, if I'm trying to get to my loyalty program, I want people that are interested in sushi. So one of my interests would be sushi or Asian cuisine, something like that. So think outside the box with this. Foodies is another one. If I want somebody that I'm offering a promotion to, again, I want to start nailing that down, because a broad-based ad might not be the most effective for that. That's a general awareness campaign. When we get into lead gen, we really want to start focusing and narrowing down. So I always encourage you can actually save your settings on there so that you can reuse these to make it more efficient for you next time. But again, whatever your target demographic is, whatever your client is, target client is, That's the beauty behind Facebook, is you can really nail this down to, I mean, a really, honestly, a granular segment. Now, the challenge too with that is, and I try to set expectations, the more granular you get, the less your reach is going to go. That's not a bad thing. So again, it's really tempting to look at this when you do a broad-based ad and you see that, oh my goodness, my ad's going to reach 1.2 million people. Well, that just means that's the potential, first of all. Second off, it just means that it's going to show up or has the potential to show up in that many people's news feeds, which is great. That has nothing to do with the number of clients you're going to get. It has nothing to do with the engagement level. You know, that's all on you. So you can run an ad to 1.2 million people, and it could do absolutely nothing for your business. And that's, believe it or not, that's common. You see a lot of businesses do that. They expect great returns out of that, but end up with mediocre results. So the more granular you can get for like lead gen campaigns, that's going to be your money ticket. That's going to be, you know, those people that come in are more likely to use or want to use your products or services. They're more likely to convert to clients, and they're oftentimes easier sells. When you go broad-based, again, people may or may not have a need or use for your service, but you're pitching it to them. If they do happen to call you, that might be a more difficult sale. So there's a lot of considerations there. But again, these are just meant to be some simple overviews and stuff like that. If you have more questions, or if there's something we can get into that's a little more specific for your business, please give us a call. We're an open book. You know, we can walk you guys through this stuff. Advice is free. I always tell clients, you know, so, you know, give us a call. Let us know what we can do to help you guys. We can explain things in a little more detail. If you need help setting up your business manager, again, I can walk you through it. It's actually really simple. If we come in here, it's just business.facebook.com. So here, I'm going to log out of mine just so you can see it here. But this is what it looks like. Again, it'll connect to your Facebook page. You know, again, if you have multiple businesses or you need more than one ad account, a lot of benefits to this. So again, that's how we manage ours. But other than that, you're just going to go over here to your Facebook Ad Center. And then again, for me, it's not going to show up, but it is what it is. So, but again, if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. So Julie, I'll turn it back over to you.
Great. Oh, great. Thank you. I think my internet is freezing. Anyway, thank you, Chris. As always, that was a great presentation. If anybody missed anything or you want to log back on, you can go to Surprise Economic Development YouTube page, and all of these webinars are recorded. And so we will see you here next week, same time, same place. And next week, you're going to be teaching us how to leverage our influencers on Instagram, correct?
I am, yep. So it'll be an interesting class. You know, it'll be fairly short, but again, there's a lot of awesome ways we're going to teach you how to interact with, you know, again, just people that you've never done. We're going to help you create pitches. We're going to, like I said, it's a great class. It's really a lot of fun.
Well, that's awesome, because Instagram is kind of confused. Well, to me, I mean, I'm just thinking it's there to post pictures. So I'll be really interested to learn what I can next week. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too, hon. Thanks for having us.
All right. See you next week. Bye.